and welcome to my channel and another video. This time it's a monthly wrap up of everything I finished in September or I've made progress on, and then at the end of the video I'll talk about my October plans for crocheting and making as well. So my notes down here, this is everything I've made this month. To start with, I have had quite a lot of orders for beads. I've made 10 crochet beads this month. And then the second thing I finished was something very small. I did show it in my last month wrap up, but I did make it in September technically. So I will share it again. It's also very seasonal. It's these lovely pumpkin earrings. The sun has just come out as I started recording. But there we are. They're really lovely, really nice simple pattern. Not much else to say about them. I could have been wearing them today, but I've got my ghosts in. Now it's October. What's next? Oh, I made one granny square this month as well for my book inspired blanket at the end of the year. I have crocheted a granny square for each book I've read so far this year, although I'm quite behind, especially because I don't know how many books I read this month, maybe 4, and I did one and I was already behind. So I'll try and catch up next month. Then what else did I do? So the next thing. This is something I started in January and it has taken me quite a while to complete, and I'm so glad it is completed. It was meant to be a gift, but I've convinced myself that I need to keep it now. All my friends have convinced me. I blame them. It's definitely their fault. But it is this absolutely magnificent fall into autumn blanket. The pattern is by the Borough UK. It's absolutely free on Hobbycraft, and it's just the most wonderful pattern. It's got this lovely border. I'll put it over here because I think it's a bit clearer to see. Lovely border of autumn leaves, loads of different stitches. I learned so much from doing this. Acorns, pumpkins, berries. I learned a lot about the bobble stitch as well. If you can see down here, I didn't really know what I was doing despite having crocheted for 4 years now. You can see, the white behind it, whereas when I got up here it just kind of clicked a little bit. It's still not perfect. I still see other people's are a lot more perfect than mine. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Just need to keep practicing, I suppose. Lovely mushrooms, the wheat for harvest time. I love this stitch. I've incorporated this into something that I've designed myself recently as well. And then this is the centre, and then it just repeats on this side as well. It's so pretty. I'll put a video here of the final thing of what it looks like so you can see it all together as well. So that was the biggest thing I completed in September. I have also completed this lovely autumn wreath here, which you will have seen if you watched my previous video, which was all about the making of this wreath. I'll turn the lights on. There we are. Really cute. Pattern is from various places of inspiration. For example, the oak leaves were from one place, the acorns and the hedgehog from somewhere else. I will link everything down below if you're interested in making any part of this. For example, the fox, which again, free pattern on Hobbycraft. You can follow the links and find where the patterns are there. The only place that is not a free pattern, or the only part that's not a free pattern, I think is these leaves here. Oh, and the hedgehog, I think it is. Yeah, I think the leaves and the hedgehog are from a book, but other than that everything was free online. Lovely autumn wreath. I still need to get it up somewhere. Hopefully by the time this video comes out it will be on a wall somewhere. If it is, I'll put the picture here, and if it's still hanging around in my craft room, that's disappointing. I'm disappointed in myself. Let's hope that's not happened. Next, what did I do in September? Yes. So, despite the fact that we haven't even had Halloween yet, and October hadn't started, I just got really into Christmas stockings. Because my baby is due on Christmas Day, I've been thinking about Christmas a lot. I just want to get ahead. And my mum sent me a Christmas stocking pattern, and I got inspired and I made this one. This is someone else's pattern, but it's so pretty. I love the yarn I used because it's chunky yarn. It works up so fast as well. I did this in about 3 hours. Got a loop there to hang it up. I'm not quite finished technically because I'm going to make some pom-poms, but I just want to do all the pom-poms together because it's one of them things that when you're doing it, you might as well just do more of them, I suppose, isn't it? But how cute is this? I think I might make a stocking for several members of my family, the ones that are more difficult to buy for, and it could be a really cute gift. You could even put a bottle of wine in here or something, or some chocolate, or a few, stocking fillers. I suppose that's the whole point of it, isn't it? So that's the first one I did, and then the other thing I completed, the last thing I completed in September, I'm saying quite loosely, is this other stocking. Again, it's not very clear here. There we are. It's a little better. Oh, I can't believe the sun's just come out. There we are. And this one is my own pattern. I wanted to do something with this velvety yarn because a lot of my followers on Instagram are crocheters that often do plushies and use this kind of chenille yarn. And I am planning on putting out a tester call for people to test this pattern and see what they think of it, perfect it, and then they can either sell the pattern or put it free on my Instagram. I need to sew the bow on nicely. And again, however it goes on, you know how a bow looks. And again, make some pom-poms for this because I think that'll just be a nice way to finish it off. That's everything I finished in the month of September, which I'm quite happy with. Then there's some things I made progress on, which I said in my previous wrap-up video that I wanted to make progress on them. So my first one is my Bramble Hexie Cardi. I can't remember how much I'd done in my last video, but I have finished one side. Look at the gorgeous colours in this. It is, the yarn itself is called Bramble. Again, can't remember what brand it is. But here's one side, fully finished. I think it's going to be big enough. Obviously I'll add some more to the sleeves, but I do quite like it a little bit more cropped. With the length, I think that'll be a good length. It's really hard to gauge now because I'm so much bigger with the baby. But hopefully it'll be fine. And I've made a start on the second part as well. Again, I can't remember if I'd started this or not in my last video, but this is how much I've done so far. I've used one ball of yarn for this. Got some lovely stitch markers on these. I don't think it'll be very clear on the no, it's going to be terribly unclear, isn't it? But I've got a lovely dragonfly in that one. And this one, I've got such pretty cat. I think you can see it. Lovely blue cat, kind of like in space type stitch marker, which my friend Megan made for me actually. Then, also last month, I said I wanted to start my medieval embroidery. I did. I started it. I am very much a novice when it comes to embroidery, and this type of embroidery, I think it's called opus embroidery, but I could be making that up. The woman who sold me the kit, her business is called Opus Angelicum. Again, I'll link it down below. But here is the start that I've made. For this bit, I think it's called laid and couched embroidery. So you lay the strands of embroidery floss and then you go over it with almost like a cross-hatching pattern. Oh, that's a terrible view there with the light. Oh, but you can definitely see the lines there, can't you? And then there's an archer snail here. So this is called, the lion's called Nobby, and the brave fierce rabbit is the pattern. And they are having a battle with this snail person here. It's just a fabulous design. She is so talented, and it's such a unique thing, isn't it? I'd love to incorporate more medieval makes in my crochet as well. So I'm happy I've made progress in that. Is that everything I've made progress? No, and I did one more thing that I've made progress in, and it is this stocking here. I just need to weave in the ends and again do a loop here and then a bow and some pom-poms. I think that'd be cute. It is a sparkly white yarn, very Christmassy. I love this yarn so much. It's a Caron yarn. I got it years ago and made one of my first ever projects with it, and then I did a cushion as well, and I had one ball yet left, so I finally put it to use. This is my own pattern design. I am going to be releasing a pattern tester call on my Instagram to see if anyone would like to test it, and then I can release it as a paid pattern on my Etsy, and probably a free one on my Instagram as well. See how that goes. But I'm obsessed with making stockings at the moment. That is everything I made progress with in the month of September. Now my plans for this month, October, is October the 3rd. I've got a lot of things I'd like to do. Thankfully quite a few of them are small plans, so I might be able to get them all done. Last month was successful in terms of achieving all my goals. Let's hope this one is too. My first plan is to release the pattern, so ask my testers to test it, and then hopefully by the end of the month I can release the pattern. So that's my first plan. My second plan is, I hope he's not listening, he's upstairs, but my partner has requested a wizard hat, potentially for Halloween, potentially for Christmas. I said it could be for Christmas, but if I finish it for Halloween, then it can you can wear it for Halloween. I'll put a picture of the pattern I'm planning on using here. It's by Earth Tricks. She's so talented. I've talked about her in so many of my videos. I love her pattern so much. I've done one previously, and I will need to do a yarn order for this. Oh dear, I've got to buy more yarn. So hopefully I need to do that soon, really, don't I then? So I have time to finish it after waiting for the yarn to come through. We'll see how that goes. What else have I got to do this month? So I want to finish my Bramble Hexie cardie. So all I've really got to do is another few rows in the second piece, seam them, finish the sleeves, and do all the ribbing as well. That shouldn't take too long, right? Then I'd like to finish my embroidery. It's something that once I put it down, I'm so bad at picking back up. I've got another embroidery which was so cute. It's a cat embroidery, and I'm so close to finishing, but I just want to be crocheting. Every time I embroider or do a different craft, I'm just thinking about how I could be crocheting. So hopefully I'll finish it and then I can just get back to crocheting. What else have I got? Oh, I really, really want to crochet some socks. Not just Christmas stockings, some actual socks, which are with like a tiny hook, and I know they're not as good as knitted socks. I have tried knitted socks, but my knitting skills are very lacking. It's not really a starter project, is it? I've got the knit and purl ribbing down. I've done that about 3 times. And I keep making mistakes and having to pull the whole thing apart, and I don't understand. It's so complicated. So I think I'll try crocheting because I'll be a lot more confident with that. There is the Strictly... Oh, what's it called? If you've heard of Little Drops of Wonderful, I believe she is an absolutely wonderful... She just seems like such a lovely human being. She does a podcast on YouTube every month, and she does a Strictly Sock Along, I believe it's called. And you can, share socks that you're making, whether they're knitted or crocheted. And I really want to join in with that this year. I tried to join in last year, but I got so disheartened with my knitted socks that I never ended up entering them. So I think I might even enter my stockings and then try to do some socks as well. I'd really want to start some socks. That'd be lovely. What else do I want to do? Oh, I'd really like to do a few more granny squares for my book inspired blanket. It's not difficult, is it? It's just I have to look at the book front cover and choose the yarn, and I don't know. I'll get there. I definitely want to do it. Maybe this month is the month, or maybe it's next month. And there's 2 more things I really want to do. I have made a couple of months ago. I made these little card pouches for our card games with like a Magic the Gathering, if you've heard of that. And my partner Alex, he has a specific design he'd like for a pouch, and he wants it a little bit bigger so he can fit cards with sleeves in as well. So I'd really want to do that this month because he's requested it, and he never requests things like that, so that would be quite cute. And I was so into these a couple of months ago, and then I've just lost all motivation. I bought loads of yarn for these to make loads of these, and I didn't make loads of these. This is some of the yarn. I think some of it is here as well, so I might as well put that to use. And then the last thing is to create some crochet Christmas baubles. I'm thinking about putting together a few different types of baubles to create sets to sell on my Etsy, to sell along with my Christmas stockings maybe. I've been creating some snowflakes the past couple of days. I went to my parents and I ran out of crochet projects today. I was only there for one evening, but I ended up making 6 snowflakes as well. I need to weave in the ends. But there's so many good Christmas bauble ideas out there, aren't there? I just want to get ahead a little, I think. And that is everything. That's all my plans. I know it's quite ambitious. We'll see how it goes. I might be quite generous this month and just do what I feel like doing, or I might stick to this plan. We'll see. I was so good last month. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe as well. I'm trying to get to, I think it is 500 subscribers, that's it, as soon as possible to potentially get monetized on YouTube. So if you can subscribe, that'd be really kind of you. And that is everything. I will be back with another video, and I will see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.